Hello and welcome to Piano Shack with me, Woody. Thank you ever so much for tuning in. Now, I've been meaning to show you some of the Rhodes sounds on the CP88, as well as wanting to show you how to play one of my all-time favourite riffs. So in this video, we'll kill two birds in one stone. Not literally, of course. I first heard this riff played by Neil Evans in Soulive on a song called Steppin. Here's a live version, although the album version is much better. Now, I played that riff once for one of my music friends and he instantly said, the Jeff Lorber Fusion band, how cool you can play that. And I had no idea that Soulive had taken quite a lot of inspiration from the Jeff Lorber song called Rain Dance, I think it is. Here it is anyway. My version is slightly different, but closely based on the Soulive track. Let's change the camera angle and I'll play it for you now. Okay, before we dig into the chords, which I have over here, I'll just explain which Rhodes sounds I'm using here on the CP. So there are 5 different ones I'm going to play for you today. This is the first one, which is actually my favourite. There's a bit of reverb enabled, which I can switch off if you like. But I think we'll keep it on because it sounds really nice. There's also drive enabled, which is this switch down here. If I switch it off, you lose a lot of the volume. But also the presence and the sparkle is gone. Let's switch it on. A lot more top end there, but also, as you can hear, a little bit of dirt and distortion, which sounds really great. And once you've discovered the drive knob with the sort of drive gain on 0, you never really want to switch it off, so I'll leave it on for the course of this demo. You can boost it up if you like. To some crazy levels, but let's leave it switched down to 0, and even though it's on 0, the minimum, you still get a nice amount of crunch there, which is absolutely fabulous. Let's talk about the chords. At first glance then, this might seem like a rather random, difficult and badly written set of chords. I can certainly agree on the badly written, and these are quite tricky chords as well, with some rather fancy chord voicings. Let me take you through them quickly. What should we do? I'm just going to play you the chords once round, then I'll explain the chord progression and then we'll go into the way that I'm voicing these chords as well. So here's what I'm playing. That's my voicing for a G minor 7. That's your F minor 7. It's actually a F minor 13, I realise, as I'll explain in a minute. B flat major 7 voicing. E flat. The triangle there is my shorthand way, it's a standard thing of writing a major 7 chord. The next one, A minor 7 flat 5. D7 sharp 9. Okay, and then back to the G minor 7. me explain what's going on here then. This isn't just a random set of chords, obviously not, because they sound really great together. But let me explain what's going on here. So we start off with a G minor. That's actually the final chord in the A minor, D7, G minor 7. Those three chords hang together in a group. That's a 2-5-1 progression, and so is the chords I've written in blue, and that's why I've color coded them. These three chords here, F minor, B flat 7, E flat, is a 2-5-1 in the key of E flat major, and then we have another 2-5-1 marked in red, 2-5-1 in a minor key, G minor. Okay, let's talk a little bit about these 2-5-1s. This is the most common chord progression in jazz. I'm sure if you played any jazz, soul, funk and pop, you're probably familiar with this progression. Let me play this 2-5-1, the major 2-5-1 in the middle here then. So we have a... That's what it sounds like. I can take away some of these voicings for you, these jazzy voicings, and just play it slightly more straight, and you'll be able to hear the sound better probably. Let's see if I can play something like this. Okay. Very nice. So you've got a minor chord. That's the 2 going to a 5, which will make a dominant 7, because that's just pulling you back down to the root there, okay? Let's talk about why this is called a 2-5-1 then. And the reason for that is that in the key of E flat, let's finger it properly, the F is the second note in the scale, in the E flat major scale. And the B flat is the 5th, the 5. So we have a 2, 5, and then back down to the 1. And the 2 is always a minor chord. The 5 is always a major chord with the 7th on the top, and then back down to the E flat, which is the 1. And if we're going to jazz these up, which we should do for this kind of music, then we're going to add 7ths to all of these chords as well. So I'm going to add a minor 7th on that one, a minor 7th on this major chord as well, and for the E flat I'm going to play a major 7th. So it's, but we're going to voice it a little bit more sophisticated than that, and I'll show you those voicings in just a second. But then we have the other 2-5-1 as well, which is in the key of G minor. Same principle. The A minor is the 2 chord because it's the second in the G minor major scale. G minor major scale? G minor scale. And the D being the 5th. So the A minor. And when you play a minor 2-5-1, it's very common to alter the chords. And we have to do it in this case because the melody line has these alterations in it as well. So instead of playing a regular A minor 7, I'm flattening the 5. And for the D7, okay, I'm sharpening the 9. We'll come back to those in a second, I think, when we talk about the voicings. And then for the G minor 7, playing that one again. Let's talk about these chord voicings. Okay, let's change the Rhodes sounds whilst we're at it. I'm going to go to number 2, which is our 75 Rhodes Funky. I don't know, you probably can't see it on the screen, so I've written it here as well. Let's go through some of these chords, shall we? The G minor 7, I'm using a very typical jazz 4-note voicing. I'll just play the root with my left hand. Okay, isn't that gorgeous? Now it's very important when you're playing any chord to play the 3rd and the 7th, at least for jazz and blues, funk, that kind of music. So my 3rd is there. It's a minor 3rd because this is a minor chord. And I'm going to play the 7th as well, which is there. So those two are extremely important. You always want to have those in. except for the next two chords I'm going to show you, but generally you typically leave those two in. All rules are made to be broken. But I'm also going to add the 9th, which is that one, and the 13th, which is that one. So that's how I voice a G minor 7 chord. Very popular. This is a standard 4-note voicing. For the F minor 7, I'm playing this, which is very strange because it doesn't contain very many notes from F minor. But what I'm doing here is, there's your regular F minor triad, there's your F minor 7. If we carry on, there's your 9th, and there's the 13th, and I'm just playing those actually. Okay, so there's my F minor 7 voicing, and then I'm going to play a B flat like this. Okay, that also looks a bit strange. What notes are we playing from the B flat? It's a similar principle. If we play a B flat major triad, 7th, 9th, 11th, 13th, okay, and I'm playing, no, there's your F minor 7, so beautiful. I really love that sound. So from the beginning, G minor 7, F minor 13th, B flat 13th, that's a minor chord because it's the 2 chord. That's a major chord because it's the 5 chord. And then we're going to resolve down to the root, which I play like this. Let me explain that voicing for you. So there's your regular E flat major chord. We have to add the major 7, which is there. And I'm also going to add a 9th, which is there. Just play the top part of the chord. We don't need to worry about playing that because it's in the bass. Whew, okay, this is a bit trickier than I thought it would be to explain. I hope you're hanging in with me and finding it interesting. So there's your major 2-5-1, how I play it in this tune, and the melody line is at the top. So, okay, isn't that lovely? Have a go yourself. It's not that hard. I know all of these 9s and 13ths and 11s are a bit of a nightmare. I don't actually think about it at all when I'm playing. I just play the sound that I hear in my head, but that just comes with practice. In the beginning, you're probably going to have to count the notes in the scale to find these, but there are different ways you can play it as well. But let's stick with this voicing for now. Now we're going to talk about the minor 2-5-1 voicings. Let's change up the sound. We have Rhodes 3 now, which is 73 Rhodes. I'll leave on the reverb and the drive for you because it sounds nice like that. Okay, if you thought the major 2-5-1 was a bit tricky, the minor is actually more difficult, but not so many notes I'm going to play. We're going to simplify this. So, 2-5-1 in the key of G minor, we need to do an A minor 7, and it's common to alter. When you do a minor 2-5-1, alter some of the notes. We're going to alter the 5 here, so it's a nice Rhodes, I think. Nice bottom end. A minor 7, there's your regular one. I'm playing there's your 3rd. There's your 7th. That's the 5th, but we're going to flatten it. Okay, what a great sound. And here comes one of my absolute favourite chords of all time. And the movement between these chords, I hope you've noticed as well, is very smooth and nice. We're going to go to the D7 sharp 9. Oh, now that is the essence of funk. I love that. Can't get enough of that chord. What's going on there then? Well, there's your regular D7 chord. I'm playing the D in the bass, There is the major third. There's your 7, minor 7. I know I'm skipping over a lot of the theory here about 7 chords. We haven't covered 7 chords yet on my channel, but that's a topic for a separate video. Let's just go through these voicings and you'll just have to take my word on a lot of things here. But to make this a sharp 9, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's your 9. We're going to move it up to there. Okay, so instead of playing the 9, that's your regular D7 9, a sharp 9, and that's a wonderful sound. It's actually interesting if you look at this chord, what's going on. We've got a major 7 there, and we've got a minor 7 there. Okay, you see that? In the key of D. So I'm going to play a major third, a minor third, and the C in the middle, which is a kind of tritone thing. That's why it sounds so funky. It's the clash between these two notes. Hear that? Not sure what that is. There we go. So that's your D7, sharp 9, and the movement between these two is very beautiful as well. Back down to the G minor 7. Going to change to the Rhodes number 4, which is the 67 Rhodes Dark. Yamaha are not allowed to call them Rhodes, that's why it says RD on the screen there. Now you can play the timing as you feel right actually. I'm just playing what feels good to me. It's not the same as on any of the originals that I showed you earlier. I'll just play two hits on each chord. Is that what I'm doing? Yeah. And at the end we syncopate it. Okay, and tap your foot if it helps you keep the time. It's really important we get a good groove here. One more time. Okay, let's talk about some other ways you can play these. I've just been doing... let's talk about some bass lines actually. Let's do that. In the next section we'll change the Rhodes sound and do some bass notes as well. Let's go to Rhodes number 5, 67 Rhodes Bright, and it sounds something like this. Oh, pretty funky sound there, I like it. And instead of going directly to the root note then, I'm going to play a chromatic passing tone before the chord, just going up or down. I'll just try some stuff here at random, hope it works out. Go back to Rhodes 1. You can also do some of these voicings with your left hand if you like, if you're capable of it. It's a really good thing to be able to play these voicings in your left hand and they become then a rootless voicing. So your G minor 7. And then you can improvise with your right hand, of course. Your right hand is free to do stuff like this. Or you can actually simplify this chord progression a little bit in your left hand as well if you want to. I'll play this time roots and sevenths. So this kind of thing. And I'm going to skip the F minor 7 and just play the B flat. Now the 2-5 is a common substitution for a 5 chord. Instead of just playing the 5, you play a 2 before it, 2-5. In this case, I'm going to simplify it and remove the 2 and just play the 5. I'll do the same thing here as well. So we got like this. Let's try again. Okay, you can have a lot of fun. To give you some ideas about what to solo on there, I am just playing pretty much a G blues scale there. It works over the whole progression. Okay, I feel like we covered quite a lot of ground there, actually more than I was expecting. As we started to dig into the 2-5-1s, the chord voicings and so on, it got rather complicated, didn't it? And I'm sorry about that. Also, if it dragged on a little bit, but there was a lot of stuff here that we needed to cover just to explain what I was doing. But I do hope to do separate videos in the future showing you a lot of these principles in more depth. And there are plenty of other great YouTube videos about it if you find any of these topics interesting and want to take it even further. So thank you ever so much for watching this video. I have a few more plans for the CP88. I'll do at least one more video with it. I asked for your requests on Twitter and on Facebook and got dozens of them, which I've been practicing on a live stream on Twitch. So I'm going to try perhaps tomorrow to perform your requests on the CP88 here using a variety of different presets to really show off all the different kind of sounds that this one can do. So stay tuned for that. I'll see you again then. Thanks for watching again. Thanks for liking, subscribing, sharing and all that good stuff. It means a lot to me. I do appreciate it. I read all of your comments as well. Thank you for those. See you next time. Cheerio.